love again. Show me the heavens right here, baby, and touch me so I know I'm not crazy. Never have I ever met somebody like you. Used to be afraid of love and what am I doing? So goddamn, you got me in love again. You got me in love again. You got me in love again. Hello and welcome back to Holistic Healing by Tiamat. Today I wanted to remind you that it is the 7-7 portal. So this is an important day for manifestations, abundance, and completing tasks that you wanted to get done. This is a great day for making good progress. 777 is the number for manifestation and abundance. It is the master number for master abundance. So therefore, when we find the 776 portal, this is a magical portal, or for those of you that prefer to go with logical, more rational thinking, then it is a time where it is important to make sure that you are building up your resources, but also making sure that you are thinking about your future. So it's an important time to make sure that you are planning. It's an important time to make sure that you are creating space for the abundance that you are calling in. So while you may be having a very abundant day, while you may be having a lot of bliss, you are also going to find that it is an important day to make sure that you are just clearing space in your head, in your body, in your mind, just so that you can have some peace for yourself, so that you don't feel like you are rushing through things, because this 7-7 portal is known for its associations with the heaven realms, because seventh dimensional reality is a very heaven-like reality. It's a very heaven-like place, because once you cut off the lower vibrational entities which are within the third dimension and below, you start to have more unconditional love and light. Excuse me for that, I've got my clean washing on the chair unfolded behind me. How very rude. But anyway, as I was saying, it's a really important time to make sure that you are really just listening to your own heart, because as I was mentioning, as we are collectively cutting off all low vibrational behavior, it is important to make sure that we are still grounding ourselves, because we don't want to end up with any kind of disasters like what happened on Mars. So for those of you that don't know, Mars was originally a fifth dimensional planet. So now that we have gone back into the fifth dimension, I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that people are now traveling to Mars and back. Now, it is my goal, I'm not really going to tell you exactly what my goal is, but it is my goal to have things like this happening on a regular basis. This is all part of the reason why I built up Holistic Healing by Tiamat in the first place. So I have been grounding myself within the first dimension over the last few days, and I will be honest, over the weekend I did drink some alcohol, but that was so that I could really ground myself, because I knew that I was going to be ascending, and I was getting so burnt out that I was having like ringing in my ears and things like this. So that's what I've been doing to prepare for the 7-7 portal. Now on the 7-7 portal, I've just been doing a lot of clearing, a lot of just cleansing, and I'm going to make some portal water, because I do know that 7-7 portal is probably one of the best portals that you can harness the energy for making waters, salt cleanses, whatever it is that you are practicing yourself, if you are a herbal medicine woman, or even those of you that are practicing it as males. So it is important to make sure that you are actually just taking time today to honor yourself, honor your own calling, and to prepare for things that you want to create in the future. So for example, if you are someone who is wanting to make if you're like a bricklayer. So the other day I met a not not my twin flame, not my special person, but I met a bricklayer while I was out, and he said that he doesn't have any jobs or anything like that. He doesn't have any work, but I thought that while I was at the shop, by the way, if you were wondering where. But anyway, as I was saying, basically, if you are someone that is wanting to do that as a job and you don't have any kind of work, or you don't have any bricks, then maybe you might want to mix some cement so that you can make some bricks. Or if you are wanting to, I don't know why. It's because there's loads of workmen outside my window, so all I can think of now is just grounds work. But if you're someone who is wanting to be a pilot, then you're going to want to, this day may be a day that you're wanting to read some books about aviation and research exactly what it will mean for you and exactly what you would have to give up or sacrifice in order to do that as a job. And this will help you to really know whether it's the right job for you. Just take it however it resonates, because I know that not all of you would want to do that, but it's a beautiful day. So for those of you that can, it is a really great day for you to get out into nature as well. And just before I go quickly, I wanted to tell you one last thing as well. Okay, so the one last thing is, it is Jupiter Thursday today. So, whoa. Okay, so what this means is your solar plexus, collectively our solar plexus, is going through an expansion. So this means that we are changing collectively. We are all going through a time period of dramatic shifts. So this means that, especially with this aligning on a 7/7 portal, this is a time where many things are shifting, but not just shifting in a way that previously we may have experienced shifts like the creation through chaos shift, which made us feel like we were losing quite a lot. It made us feel like we had to sacrifice quite a lot, and it made us feel like we were in a scarcity mind state. However, with this current shift, this is not what we are going to be feeling. Collectively, we are going to be feeling more abundant. We are going to be feeling more proud of ourselves, and we are going to be feeling a big sense of achievement as we are able to really see and notice all of the improvements that we are making in our lives. It's going to give us a sense of pride, and this pride is going to help our solar plexus to expand. Now, you may feel actually some feelings within your own solar plexus. You may feel slight tightness, you may feel some bubbling, you may even feel a little bit sick as you think about certain things that trigger you, that you don't want to be the same anymore. Now, this is because you have the opportunity to change anything within your life. So Jupiter Thursday is really a time where you have not just the ability to see where you can change your life, but you have the ability to put the plans into action. Now, this is all about what the solar plexus is all about. Is all about leading, is all about being courageous, being confident. And I cannot think of a better time for this to come up than in Cancer season, because for those of you that don't know, I didn't speak about this too much, but the solar plexus is, I believe, ruled by Cancer. I will have to check my notes, but I'm pretty sure that the solar plexus is ruled by Cancer, yeah. So with that being said, this means that this is a pretty important time to actually listen to our gut instinct. So our gut instinct is that feeling, is that knowing that perhaps we shouldn't do something before we do it, that wrenching feeling within our gut. And this time is a great time for us to actually listen to that feeling. So another good example of this is when you're feeling like you're on a roller coaster and you're hanging over the edge and you're about to drop, your stomach starts to feel like it's dropped. Your heart, feels like it's dropped into the pit of your stomach. That is your gut instinct telling you that something is not quite right there. because your brain and your body can see that you're hanging over the edge, but your physical senses are not dropping, you're not being dropped, so you are in an elusive state, which confuses your body, as your mind can see exactly what is going on, but your body is not going through it yet. Rides like Oblivion and I think Total Wipeout have that kind of hang drop that I'm talking about. But anyway, with that being said, I just wanted to talk about how it does relate to the 7/7 portal, because knowing that Cancer is leading the solar plexus helps us to know that, because the 7/7 portal is in Cancer season, it helps us to know that when we listen to our own emotions and our own intuition, because this is what Cancer season is all about, listening to your own emotions and your own intuition, giving yourself that self-love and that self-care, you can manifest anything that you want within your reality. You can manifest holistic abundance wherever you desire, but you have to listen to yourself. You have to ground yourself for long enough to actually understand what is coming up within your life. Now, another important thing about Cancer season is going with the flow, radical acceptance, not trying to change things that are seemingly impossible, things that you cannot possibly change. For example, trying to move China to Africa. That's something that you could not do. So, therefore, this time is all about making sure that you are setting realistic goals and accepting things that you cannot change. So I really hope that you have a really blissful and peaceful 7/7 portal, because as we are entering the more heavenly angelic realms, it is an important time to make sure that we are respecting the physical reality as well. So for those people who are choosing not to embark on any kind of spiritual journey, for those people who are not wanting to be a part of this collective change that we are going through, it's important to make sure that you are respecting them and giving them the time and space that they need to actually think for themselves. Because if you try to bombard them with spiritual information or knowledge before they're ready, they're just going to resent you, they're just going to be angry with you. So it's important to make sure that you are not holding any feelings of anger towards yourself or towards other people that don't want to change and that are resistant towards any kind of change. Just knowing that you can change wherever you want to, however you can, is enough to actually shift and make massive improvements within the universe. And it's also going to be an important time to really meditate and practice forgiveness, because that's what Cancer season is all about as well. It's all about knowing that sometimes things may come up within our lives that hurt us, but the more that we forgive ourselves and the more that we forgive those around us, the more that we can, excuse me, my hair is a mess and I did actually put it up for this video, but then I got caught up doing something else and then I took it down. And now it just looks really messy, so I'm going to take it back down again. So anyway, with that being said, that's all I really wanted to say, but it is super important to make sure that you are not only listening to your highest self, but that you are listening to your lowest self during this time, because I found that I got a little bit angry with myself this morning and I started to have a go at myself. And I realised that was my lowest self coming through. So I wore black for a little bit and then I did some grounding and some shadow work, because I don't want to be negative and I don't agree with negative self-talk. So I don't want to spend my whole life harnessing that kind of energy. So it's also going to be an important time for you as a collective to make sure that you are looking into and thinking into where it is that you can accept any changes that are coming up where it is that you can do shadow work to remove your own pain. Now, sometimes when we do shadow work, we may scribble down into a book, so and so was so mean to me, they're such a poo head, or something like that. But the thing is sometimes shadow work is all about taking our own responsibility, recognizing that we have to change our own selves at the time, recognizing that not everything is always from other people, because sometimes when we try to change other people, we realize that you can't change other people. They are who they are on the inside. We can only change the way that we react to those other people. Now, that can be a little bit difficult because sometimes we may feel like we are closed off from other people. We may feel like we have to close off our heart. Now, I did put this on for Jupiter Thursday. However, I am going to just take this off while I'm talking about opening your heart. It's really super important to make sure that when we are manifesting things, that we are doing so out of a pure heart, out of a clean heart, out of love, and not out of fear, not out of fear of failure, and not out of fear of other people doing better than us. And actually, a Cancer, I'm not sure if my mother wanted, she didn't want me to tell this, but she wanted to express this to the world during some poetry, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but it said something like, it's such a shame that we all want to take a little bit of what each other have, even though it's such a shame that we all want to take each other's. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was something along the lines of, it's such a shame that we all want to take each other's little bit when we all barely have enough to get by ourselves. Now, as someone who has Cancerian within me, and as someone who is an Empress, so I can be all of the queens. I resonate with this a lot myself. I have a lot of Aquarius within my chart, so I live to give. I live to give to other people. But I do see that where people who don't have the same giving tendencies, they cause a lot of troubles within their lives. Now, I'm not saying that we should all give until we've got nothing left, because that causes us to feel depleted and it causes us to be burnt out. But what I am saying is, once we realize that we don't need to take from other people in order to have our own abundance, we stop feeling so scarce. We stop being in a scarcity mind state, as it's called, and we start to realize that there is enough out there for everybody. Perhaps we may not all be able to live like billionaires. Perhaps we may not all be able to go on private holidays to private islands every weekend. But why do we need that? Because if we have a beautiful team, a beautiful family around us, if we've got plants to eat, to make oxygen, family and friends to communicate with, to sing with, to dance with, to enjoy ourselves with, and sunshine to enjoy ourselves under, a ground to ground ourselves upon, and the heavens to ascend ourselves under, I cannot think of anything more that we would need. Now, of course, the world is a beautiful place, but there is plenty of time for us to visit and for us to travel. Laying your roots down is probably one of the most important things that you can do. So when it comes to manifestation, it is so important to make sure that you are not just trying to raise your vibration without grounding yourself. So what I mean by this is going on crazy lavish holidays when you can't afford them, because your family won't always be there to bail you out. Your family won't always be there to help you pay your bills off, to help you clean, to help you tidy. I learned that myself. I thought that I would always have other people to help me clean and tidy, for example. That's not the case. You have to do it for yourself. You have to ascend your vibration so that you can do it yourself. But if you're someone who is already quite ascended, you have to ground yourself for long enough so that you have the time and the energy to do so. So if you're someone who's often just flying high on a high vibration, you have to actually take time to just be for a moment. But with that being said, that's all that I wanted to say. We're now hitting the 20-minute mark, and I only wanted to make a short today. So that is everything for today. But I was going to ask you, let me know down below if this did help and if this did resonate. I just wanted to show you, I have got now the clear consciousness mark. If you have a look on my forehead. Now, I've got a spot at the moment, but you see this little line, I've had it for a while, but you can't really see it at the moment. There you go, you can actually kind of see, you see the way it shines, rather than reflecting off like black light, like the mark of the beast, which is a thick, solid dot in the middle of your brain. The mark of clear consciousness it's kind of like a silver light, it's kind of like a white light, and what it does is it's like a little dot or a little line that reflects light out of your head. It's quite cool, it's quite interesting. But as I am now on third eye chakra week, I thought that I would share that with you at the end of the video. But the last thing that I wanted to say, after let me know down below if that did resonate today, is do you like my brooch? Because it wasn't actually intended to be a brooch, it was an earring, but I got it and I thought, wow, that looks like it would make a really pretty brooch. And so I thought I would make it into a brooch to hold my t-shirts together, because sometimes my t-shirts will be a little bit like the wide neck is not really my style. So yeah, I like it, but I thought that it was, before I creep anybody out by pointing to it too much, I just wanted to say I thought it looked like a chocoré symbol. That's one of the reasons why I love it so much, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to mention it here today on Holistic Healing by Tiamat, because I'm actually kind of proud of the fact that I found something that looked like a chocoré symbol and then managed to stylize it like this. And I'm actually quite proud of my outfit today. But yeah, have a beautiful Thursday, everybody, and make sure that you are looking after yourselves. Make sure that you are having a good and a peaceful day, and enjoy the rest of Cancer season and have a great 7/7 portal. Namaste, one love, and have a beautiful life. Mwah.